the Watterson family. Probably the craziest and most dysfunctional family I have ever seen. It tops the Heffley family. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I saw a comment on my video, and when I read this comment, it just unlocked so many memories of how unhinged the Watterson family really is. I don't know how they got away with as much as they did, but holy shit, it's a whole laundry list. There are 6 seasons of The Amazing World of Gumball. I could yap about this shit all day. Every episode, there seems to be some shit that goes down. But I'm gonna be going over the most prominent examples I could think of. And, you know, I wrote them down in my notes. I can't let the Watterson slide if I just sat there and cooked the Heffleys for 20 minutes. They are not nearly as bad compared to the Wattersons. Okay, let's start with Gumball, all right? I'd say very interesting character, to say the least. Most notable thing I can think of off the top of my head is his obsession with Penny. I don't know what it is, but this dude is always head over heels for Penny. In one episode, this dude does the most to get the house ready for Penny. He yells at his family and he tells them everything that needs to be done before Penny arrives. All right, the house has to be perfect. And I mean, by the time she arrives, it's a complete shit show in the Watterson house. I mean, just take a look for yourself. What an amazing first impression and introduction. I'm sure any girl will schedule a second date if this is the introduction. Like, you have your dad butt-ass naked showering in a bush and your mom's in a pile of trash. Like, what could have possibly happened for these events to transpire? And not only that, this dude Gumball was yelling at his family to make sure everything was perfect when this dude is normally a slob. But all of a sudden, when Penny's pulling up, everything's gotta be perfect. So he just demands his family to clean the house. I'm gonna be honest, just like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, though, the fact that the family is dysfunctional as hell, it honestly makes the show 10 times more entertaining. But I can't make this up, bro. He does not stop there to try to get Penny. He joined the cheer team, humiliated himself in front of everybody, just to try to be on the cheer team with her. But it turned out actually by doing this, he saved Penny from being kicked off the team, which is crazy. And then after the judges say he was sent home, he just started crying on the floor and having a mental breakdown. At this point, you're making things worse, all right? Like, the performance was already terrible. There's no more reason to humiliate yourself at this point. Like, just take your L and move on. But another thing he couldn't just move on from, in one episode, I think it was called like The Prank or something, they had like this insane prank war going on. And Gumball and Darwin had a master plan, and it went as far as to send their dad out to sea. And he describes it as a, quote, small, harmless prank. Yeah, they took it way too far. Like, there was no need to go to that extent for a prank war. I think they already proved their point enough in this episode. And Gumball is also committed more criminal acts as well. Like, in one episode, he was trying to get Alan to be mad at him. So what does he do? He sold Alan's parents. And he made him watch an entire tape of his parents getting, like, folded up into balloon animals. Like, what kind of psychopath does that, bro? And in the same episode, he also framed Alan for cheating on Carmen. Like, that is crazy work. Like, I don't know what Alan did to Gumball, but shit, bro. I don't know why the hell he's going this far just to make Alan mad. Gumball beat some random dude up on the street. I don't really remember this episode, honestly. Darwin witnessed him do this and he started freaking out. And then Gumball's solution was to try to cover it up. And his way of covering it up was making him look like he got in a canoeing accident? I don't know what kind of solution that's supposed to be, but I'm just at a loss of words right now. And I guess for whatever reason, he also loves stalking his neighbor, Mr. Robinson. He has a whole shrine of him in his living room. Him and Darwin in one episode were doing the most for him. Like, they were cleaning his carpets. They were even, like, putting him to bed. Like, yo, what the And even though they were kicked out of the house like 10 times, they just kept going. I mean, shit, if I had stalker-ass neighbors like this, I would crash out on Mr. Robinson's level, too. I don't even blame him anymore. Now, of course, we gotta talk about Darwin. He has similar behaviors to Gumball. I mean, he hangs around with him all the time, so that's bound to happen. But one thing about Darwin is he's extremely gullible. In one episode, Gumball put on a dress. I think it was his mom's wedding dress when he had nothing washed to wear to school. And apparently Darwin thought Gumball was a whole nother person. And throughout the whole episode, he fell in love with Gumball and tried to kiss him. How the hell do you not notice? that that's your brother. That's just on some weird timing. And even took a picture of his own brother and was like, you will be mine one day. He was on some stalker ass timing, bro. What the hell? Just look at his face here, bro. None of this family is normal. And I think this clip of him just going insane in the middle of a park just speaks for itself. And when Gumball started dating Penny, Darwin got jealous and spent an entire episode trying to expose Penny. And he even went as far as hiding in the girls' locker room. What the fuck? And he also hid in her bag. Like, he did the most, bro. I don't understand what was so important about this. To stalk her for an entire episode. In the episode called The Sidekick, Tobias had their video game and Darwin was sick of being the sidekick. He was sick of just being the side character that always followed what Gumball did. So what he decided to do is when Gumball said he should take something that Tobias likes as well to get revenge, he took his mom and kidnapped her. That is crazy as work, bro. I don't know how the hell Darwin got away with this, bro. And Darwin asked, quote, did I go too far? I don't know, man. You kind of stole his mom, man. You just went a little bit too far. Like, yes, bro, of course you did. What the hell kind of question is that? But another time when Darwin went too far is he wanted Elmore to be a safe place. So what was his solution? Become a dictator and try to rule the world. So Elmore becomes a safe place. He changed all the rules so everything was safer. And he tied up his entire family and forced them to eat some kind of metal. I don't know what the hell this is. And then he put a camera in the house so he could keep an eye on them. I don't know who is the worst out of all of them, Gumball, Darwin, or Anais. I don't know. Anais has got to be a demon child just like Manny. There was one episode where they show her as a baby and I don't know what kind of baby makes this foul ass expression. And that's how she looked at Gumball and Darwin. So I mean, she was a psychopath from the jump. And in the same episode when Gumball and Darwin were playing hide and seek with her, they closed their eyes for 10 seconds and they ended up on the middle of a freeway. And they both almost got hit by a truck. I'm convinced she knows what she's doing just like Manny. And later in this episode, she said, quote, "This is war," to Gumball and Darwin. Like she was just trying to kill them any way possible throughout this entire episode. I think the worst has got to be her. There's no way. In that same episode where Darwin became a dictator, she hacked into the town hall system so she could open a door. And she did it in 5 seconds. And she also made her entire family fight over a fake remote in one episode. And they went insane for this fake TV remote. And her entire plan was to do this just so she could watch Daisy the donkey. Even though there's a much simpler solution, maybe recording it or getting multiple TVs. Like I would have the new Gumball episodes recorded because my mom was always watching her shows at 7. I was heated, I'm not gonna lie, but I had to get it recorded somehow. And that could have been the solution, but instead she made this insane master plan. I forget what the episode was called, but when the family was trying to get rid of Gumball's alter ego he created called Zach, she pulled up with a bat and said, quote, "I knew this day would come." Like, what the hell? Like, that is insane. I don't know what kind of person desires to violently beat their brother with a bat. And now, Anais has trouble making friends. And in one episode where she tried to make a friend, she was obsessed with this new friend, like on a very creepy level, to the point where she was like physically attached to her. And of course, that's why she always struggled to make friends. Holy shit. This is like school threat level right here.
Richard Watterson, the dumbest Watterson family member. And this dude never tries to get a job. He's like the laziest bum in all of Elmore. And what he does, I don't even know what he does. Does he just sit on the couch all day? And I guess he's just a lazy bum and doesn't get a job to help support the family at all. But when he did try and get a job, it was literally breaking the space and time continuum. The world was about to end. The world was all caving in on itself. The universe was just so shocked about Richard's achievement of getting a job. Like, it's not meant to be for Richard to have a job that the whole world was like confused. A bunch of random shit started going on. It was snowing and it was nighttime and literally 3 blocks down. Like, it was crazy. And he'd ended up eating the pizza the entire time he was on the job anyway. So it's meant to be for him to be a bum. So already that's gonna cause some problems in the family. But yeah, Richard's downfall just got preyed upon, bro. That is insane, bro. But it was a pretty funny episode though. And he doesn't even do chores around the house either. All he really does is watch TV and eat. eat. That's really it. Or he'll go to like Joyful Burger or something. But yeah, Nicole will leave for work and sometimes he'll have shit to do like vacuum, take out the trash. And one time he was told to take out the trash. Instead of doing it like a normal person and walking outside, he started wiggling his fingers at it and shouting for it to move. Like, it would have taken you less time to stand up, walk outside, and take out the trash than to think of that dumbass idea. Like, he is literally titled the laziest person in Elmore. He beat this absolute plate cleaner, Lazy Larry. And since he was so lazy, he disguised it as a game for Gumball and Darwin to play. Aside from being super lazy, Richard was also really gullible. But yeah, and in this one episode where he was in this prank off with Gumball and Darwin, they made this fake guide on how to do a prank. And in the guide, he did like dance on the roof, and he actually did it. So he was dancing on the roof in his underwear for all of Elmore to see because he fell for this little MP3 how to do a prank player or whatever the hell he was listening to. I just don't know how you can be that gullible. Like, Richard is literally a child in a man's body. Like, he even destroyed the whole house over a prank war and even turned psycho in the middle of a prank war and even tried to kill Gumball when he left the house with this big ass rock thing. He was gonna knock him out cold. Like, look at this face. This is the face of a psycho right here. Then he started whispering in this Joker-ass voice, "I'm gonna prank you." Bro went psycho over a prank war. And that was the prank. All along, that was the prank. He destroyed the entire house for the prank. And of course, Nicole was heated when she got home. And when Richard and the kids were at the store, they're at the grocery store, and Richard literally ate a piece of chocolate and was teaching his kids how to shoplift. And when the alarm started going off, he spit the chocolate back into the wrapper. Like, just another 40 IQ moment, bro. I'm done. And Richard and Nicole even turned parenting into a competition, destroyed both cars in the process, and they wanted to buy the kids a new computer first. Like, they're trying to compete against each other to do it. And even brought this up at the dinner table that he wanted to buy them a new computer, and he was all crashing out because he wasn't the favorite parent. But yeah, a lot of 40 IQ moments for Richard Watterson, but I think that sums up Richard pretty well, although there's probably other moments in the show. But now we gotta move on to Nicole Watterson. Now, where do we even begin? I guess we'll start with the fact that she's an overly controlling mom. Like, she made this little chart thing on the fridge in the episode called The Fridge. No shit, but this was a chart that was made by Nicole to turn Gumball into like this winner. So they basically logged everything down, like what they did for the week, and then they would announce it. And then they would compete against each other as a family. So basically there were 5 ranks, a star, and Nicole would always be a star every week because she's so egotistical. Then we got the sun, then we get the sunny cloud, then we got the cloud, and then the rainy cloud. And then she made Gumball get up at 4 in the morning just because he's a rainy cloud on the chart. And then they had this whole paintball war in order to get the chart down. Gumball won, so goodbye to the chart. But yeah, that chart was just controlling as hell. And in the exact moment where Richard shoplifted, she went on this like Joker arc type of thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but she started talking like a psycho, saying that they pushed her over the limit because Richard decided to teach them how to shoplift. So yeah, she had this whole episode at the grocery store over that. Basically starting to chase the kids down, got all angry and everything, and wrecked the entire grocery store in the process. And then she's on their case for basically everything. In the very first episode, the DVD, we already got a glimpse of Nicole's parenting and being on their case. And even put a hole through the damn door over a DVD. That shit's like $20. Nicole would also constantly yell at them and literally take the form of monsters. And it's like Nicole is this Super Saiyan parent. Like, it's like her power level is actually insane, seriously. She's probably like the most powerful citizen in Elmore, if we're keeping it a buck. She has so much power, she snapped her finger, her eyes turned like this purplish tint, and she had this monstrous voice. And there was this whole party going down because Richard refuses to say no. And she told all the guests to clean this room, leave, and they all did it. And when Mr. Wilson looked into her eyes, they were literally just souls. But yeah, this level of power needs to be studied. And you can't forget this instance in season 1 where she literally followed Gumball and Darwin around in school and was a complete embarrassment for the entire day. And I mean, to be fair, Gumball also did his fair share of embarrassment, but poor Darwin, bro. This dude literally could not move his face because he was smiling so awkwardly. And she called Gumball Gummy Puss in front of his classmates, bro. Like, what kind of nickname is Gummy Puss? But yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing episode to watch. And watch this video right here about the Heffley family. If you enjoyed this one, go watch it.